Just a moment. Wet. West Coast rain comes down so hard that in just 4 steps from my cabin to the mess entrance, I'm all wet. As I turn the brass latch and step inside, a chunk of wet hair falls over my left eye and cheekbone. I flick it back and see Ken sprawled on the bench. Hi, he says, as if he hadn't seen me for a day or two. Hi, I say. I flip my head again and shake it. Poured your coffee, he says, pointing to the wet mug on the end of the green table. Thanks, I say, as I stand there combing my hair with my fingers. This isn't the way I want to look. This isn't the way I want to feel. I pull my sticky uniform from my shoulders and then my thighs. Ken just lies there facing the galley and me with his legs spread apart and his mouth grinning. I glance at a red slit of leatherette bench between his legs and at his crotch. Then I step toward the cooler, open it, fetch the milk for my coffee. You gonna stay like that? I ask before I put the milk jug back. The latch clicks. He doesn't answer till I sit down. Like what? He says. You know, I say. No, I don't, he says, and gives me a little boy blue look. We each see into the other, but not very far. I look down at the pale green oilcloth to avoid our look, and a drop of water falls onto the table. And then another. My fingers bring 2 drops together, and more drops fall off of me. I feel stupid. He's teasing me, and he knows I know he's teasing me. I make a star of water and then a circle. I can't stand this avoidance. My eyes drift up his legs to his knees, thighs, cock, there, on the left, next to the zipper. Why don't you sit up? I say. Why? He says. I enjoy this. Well, so do I say, and I lean back in Buck's chair, which really isn't Buck's chair, but he usually gets to sit here, which means he usually has to move every time anyone wants in or out of the bench or the cooler. I look from Ken's jean-covered cock to his red-covered chest to his blue eyes. He is enjoying this. I look back to his crotch. Ken waits a moment, then lifts his right knee to block my stare. That's better, I say. What's better, he says. You know, I say. Why do you always make things so hard? He laughs. Who's making things hard? Come on, Ken. I say, but laugh too. You know, I say, you'd make love with me with anyone passing by and it wouldn't bother you, would it? He nods and grins. You wouldn't care about any of them, or me, or Sarah. His whole body grins. Just 'cause you feel like it? That's all? That's all it is? He doesn't say anything. I go back to making water stars and crosses on the green oilcloth. I want to know something, I say, without looking at him. Shoot, he says. Don't laugh. Promise. I want to know if you want me, or is it just a moment? Could I be any woman? You could be any woman, he says, but you certainly are not. My wet eyes stare at his denim thigh. Ken doesn't say anything. You would take me here, wouldn't you? I say, looking directly at him. Sure, he laughs, totally confident. On the table? He keeps laughing, but sits up. Do it, I say. His face whitens. His laughing stops. His mouth opens.